Just in the South, now fear has cloaked compassion. We must join forces and speak out. We may not see as many bodies hanging from the trees, 'cause they're busy lynching our ideals, our pride and liberties. Limbs across America might now bear a less strange fruit, because the hanging's out of fashion when cops can justly shoot. It's genocide.
Yo, man, what's good? It's your boy Jay Bender here for another exclusive Epi for Cushion Coffee podcast. Today we got the legendary Angelo Moore
What's
coming
up,
out, man. Has a documentary coming out, Forevermore.
Yeah.
The Angelo Project, available now on multiple streaming platforms. It's available in full on YouTube, man.
That's right.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Well, I tell you how it's going. So yesterday was the last day of the Fishbone tour. We went out for a month. We had a single show yesterday at festival at the, what was it? Weed Festival.
Yeah, the Cultivation Festival.
Cultivation Festival, right. So Cultivation Festival yesterday, but then like all before that, the whole month before that, we was out with Funkadelic, George Clinton Funkadelic.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and that's a dream come true, because I grew up listening to all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could imagine, man. Like recently, like I do photography, and this is all coming into fruition now. Meeting people, talking to people, because I've always been in that, that culture of the industry of entertainment. Just never came about sitting down and talking to them. Thankful.
Right.
Shout out to your manager, though. Hooking us up with this interview today.
That's right, Angie Seegers.
Yeah,
there
Angie
she goes.
Seegers. Yeah, she came through, and we set this up yesterday. Met this up, and she set this up speedily and happened, and now we're here.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's the network thing. Huh?
Yeah. It was crazy too, because we met there, and I was just on my way back because I just went with a camera, and they said no photography, cameras allowed. So I was like, all right, I got to go take it back. And then I was walking back, we crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? So if I never would have took my camera, this probably would have never been possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is crazy how destiny works.
How do people not expect for you to take a picture of it at a festival?
Yeah,
great magic going on anyway.
And then you got a phone now that does just as good work.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, man. Well, before all this happened, oh yeah, that's right. It's marijuana friendly. So before all this happened, man, I was like, Ange, we need to get some press. And this is before we even knew this was going to happen. That's right. And I said, let's stay an extra day and see if we could pull something out of the air. And she did it. Ladies and gentlemen, Angie Seegers.
Yeah, she put it together for us, man.
Angie, would you like to say something on the mic? Come over here and say something on the mic real quick so everybody can. We're going to introduce Angie. She's a little shy.
Come on, Angie.
Come on, Angie.
Give yourself a shout out. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Clap your hands on Angie.
Yeah.
I'm a background person for a reason. You take the spotlight. Bye-bye.
Okay, so there it is. She does exist. So a lot of managers later tried to stay in the background. I'm like, I insisted that people know you're there, because if they know that you're there, they might want to give you some more opportunities.
Exactly. They got us here, man. We're moving forward with everything.
That's right.
Man, so tell me a little bit about the intro song going on with the Strange Fruit.
So Strange Fruit. So Fat Mike, he put those lyrics together.
Yeah.
But it's all based off of Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit.
Okay.
Right. So it's an offshoot from that song. And unfortunately, it's still a lot of strange fruit and estranged fruit in our societies today, 2023.
Still dealing with it.
Unfortunately, man, it's just some stupid shit going on. I was watching the news this morning. This guy walked into the Circle K.
Yeah.
First, he shot the black lady sitting in the car in the front of the store. Then he came in and shot the person behind the cash register. Then he shot somebody else. Then he killed himself. That's the part that makes me mad when they kill themselves, because they know if they kill themselves, they can get away free without any responsibility.
Ain't got to deal with the time.
Yeah, they need to be able to stay here and get their ass tortured because the people the families of the people who
Suffer.
were taken out, yeah, they suffering and they ain't got that's like their only child or some shit like that. And, and you got this fool who's under the belief of they're destroying my race because they're race mixing or some old silly shit like that, or it's the end of the world or whatever. I'm like, you know what? Just keep that end of the world shit to yourself. Let it happen to you.
We only got now, right?
Yeah, all we got is now.
All we got is now, right?
So if other motherfuckers think that we ain't got now, then you leave everybody else alone and you take care of yourself. You can take yourself out, fuck yourself up, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
Leave everybody else alone. Because a lot of people forget that none of us are getting out of here alive, whether you're going to do it now or later, right? Ain't nobody getting out of here alive. We're all here. Gravity's holding us down, and we all got 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth when we all bleed red. The package may be a different color or whatever, but we all got the same shit going on. So that's the thing that a lot of people surprisingly forget. Racists forget that type of shit. They forget it, man, And it's a disease of vanity too. Vanity,
Yeah. And growing up from when you were born in what,
65.
65. At the beginning of the 70s.
Yep, 1965, man.
So where did you grow up? In California? How was the childhood out there in California?
Los Angeles, California. Lost Assholes, California.
Yeah. Lost Assholes?
Yeah, Lost Assholes, California. Because, Hollywood is right there, so it's easy to get lost with all that shit,
Man, Hollywood is crazy, too, that everything that came out of that shit, too, what's going on.
I mean, of course, everybody loves it. I'm sure we all go home and watch Amazon or Netflix and turn on our favorite movie and shit like that. I know I do.
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep, go and watch my favorite movie, fall asleep.
Well, shit, a lot of more independent people are starting to become independent films now, too.
Yeah, because Fishbone, we just played a benefit for the writer's strike that's going on in Hollywood. Because a lot of the writers, they put they give up their soul and their part and their talent and their ideas to people like Netflix and Amazon.
They take all their fucking
and
ideas.
then you just take all their shit and they don't want to give it back and they don't want to pay them, but yet they're still playing them.
Well, shit, look what they did to Michael.
Yeah. So
You know
it's
what
the
I'm saying?
music and movie industry is the same phenomenon.
Yeah.
So then I've turned into a entrepreneur type of person to where my mindset is to do it yourself.
Man, yeah, I totally agree
Just
with
like
that.
you're doing it here.
Yeah,
And it's beautiful.
100%. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
That's why I believe everything happens for a reason, man. There's a reason we cross paths and like this life. I was just telling this young brother behind us, and I was like, man, there's a reason why we cross paths, because we meeting again in this life. We already met before in our past lives. Now we just re-equating ourselves this life. And we're going to help ourselves get to that next elevation,
Something like that, huh?
that next frequency, I'm very spiritual, man.
Sometimes you wonder what you were and what you're going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a frog or a bird before.
Yeah, something crazy,
Next day we're probably going to
Or maybe we were our fathers at one point.
Or maybe we were our fathers.
And it was reversed.
Yeah.
Our mothers and daughters, change. Who knows?
Hey, man, I definitely feel my dad coming in and out of the picture. I mean, he ain't here no more. I feel
Yeah.
Mom and dad, too.
But he still lives through you, though.
He still lives through me, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always the good part,
And, it's just like me and my dad's, my dad left me when I was like 3 years old, and then we got reacquainted when I was like a teenager. And then I really didn't understand like why I had so many questions, And then like we got reacquainted, and I didn't really allow him to be like a father, though. But
Do you know why I had to leave? Do you know why?
Yeah, after I got older, I realized, and I did my own investigation, and I realized what happened. And I had another mentor, Paco. Shout out to Paco. He does suits, man. I could hook you up.
I know, right on.
He come fly out to you too, man. He'll come to you. Good dude, man. But he told me one day, man, he's like, man, listen, you can never judge your parents for what they did. You don't know what their life was at their moment, at that time.
What they went through.
What they were going through. You know what I'm saying? Kids, you know what I'm saying? Bills. And who knows of who was faithful, who wasn't faithful.
Man, as a parent,
Yeah.
'cause I'm a parent, I got one daughter.
Yeah, I got 5 kids.
Right on, yeah. So you got the whole tribe.
Yeah.
You got about 5. You got 5 in the chamber.
One son. He's about to turn 19 on the 1st, and then I got 4 girls.
Right on.
So now I got queens to worry about. I got to raise up right, and be warned of motherfuckers like me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see how that shit just comes back to balance you out,
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I got 1. All I got is 1.
Yeah.
So I ain't got no spare tires, man. I can't even have a favorite. I just got 1 in the chamber and bullet in the chamber, and that is it.
So, you got a girl?
I got a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. She hates me right now. She can't tell me why. What the fuck ever. You can't just let that stop you.
Yeah,
you gotta let them grow up.
Yep.
Learn.
Yep.
Learn life, and then hopefully they'll come back and tell you, oh, here's what happened.
Yeah. Because you can't blame your parents, man.
Because you can't, dude. Because
you know what?
you have no idea what they went through unless you start to go through it, and then you start to go, oh no,
shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
Man, the song Fishbone has, Alcoholic. I wrote Alcoholic about my Uncle Donnie. Alcoholic. He was
No
alcoholic.
shit.
So Uncle Donnie was getting fucked up around the house all the time. I never would have thought he would have had marital problems and in and out of court and the kids getting taken from him and all that shit or any of that. But I didn't find that out till way later on.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and now I totally get it.
Because you seen all the actions going down, but you didn't understand why.
Hell, I went through it, man.
Yeah.
I went through it with mine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The song Ma and Pa, what the hell is wrong with y'all? I was really trying my best not to end up like that and ended up just like that. So then, you got to learn those different tools to handle that shit in life.
Yeah, and that also goes to so if somebody showed you how to handle that kind of situation, and you just took it in and embedded it, inherited it, should I say, because you seen them react that way to something that they were going through, and you just use that. See, because we weren't trained. If we trained these young ones how to deal with problems instead of just avoiding them and running from them, acknowledging them. That's why it's important as parenting, taking accountability of what we did as parents, why our kids the way are they. You know what I'm saying? They are. Because a lot of the reasons is because we see our parents do these things. We are a product of our environment,
Yeah. And then you end up doing some of them.
Yeah.
Just kind of in the muscle memory and shit.
Yeah, it's just like it's just fluid. It just comes. You don't even realize you're doing it, but you're doing it because it's just something that just comes so natural.
Yeah, no shit. It's crazy shit, right? Good God, man.
It is cool.
Man.
Your pops was a saxophone player, right? Now you picked it up from your pops, obviously, right?
So the first, I wanted to play the synthesizer.
Okay.
In junior high school. Because I liked all the weird noises.
What is it though?
Yeah, all the Herbie Hancock shit and everything.
Okay.
He's like, nah, you got to play this damn saxophone, man. Play this alto.
Yeah.
You put an alto saxophone in my hand. I thought it was boring. Man, that shit turned out to be a journey.
Man, I used to play in jazz band. I used to play the trumpet. Yeah. I used to play the trumpet. Zoot Suit Riot was one of my favorite songs to play, man.
Zoot Suit Riot.
Yeah.
Zoot Suit. Who is Zoot Suit Riot? Why does that sound familiar?
It's an old. It actually came from the Cali. It was inspired from the Cali Zoot Suit Riot days.
But who plays that song?
I can't remember.
You still play trumpet?
No more.
Come on, man. You gotta pick it up. Oh, shit.
Yo, man.
You gotta pick it up. Oh, my God. I know sometimes it gets discouraging.
Man, it's just, I be doing so much, man. I promise you. It's like, I need to now. I might have to now because it's like, it's always been there. It's always been, music always been a special place in my heart.
Definitely a good, easy way to chase everybody out the room.
When you want to just blast that motherfucker. Throw it out there.
They go running, then you got your solitude, you and your trumpet right there.
Yeah, man, it's cool because we just built the studio now. We just open it up like so people to come in and record it now. It's like a one-stop shop here. So you can come on a podcast, you get an album cover shot, you get a video shot, And now I got 3 producers working for the studio, so recording people
at the vocal booth back there
and trying to get out, of this system that we're trained to be in,
the matrix,
the creation that they're trying to cover up and take away from us. It's like the color they're trying to rip out of us. Every individual creator.
Man, I keep my head in the sand the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And the sand to me is the underground. That's where the roots are. You keep your head in the ground. You keep your head by the roots. That's where all the nourishment is. It's probably a little dirty, a little grimy, or whatever, but that's where it's at.
Yeah.
The treetops with the branches, yeah, that's nice. But eventually,
they fall off.
Eventually, they fall off. They're nice, but they're not. They don't stay that long. And after they cut the tree down, the roots are still there. And so that's how I try to set my mind,
Yeah.
Keeping disconnected from a lot of the shit with my head in the ground. My head in the cloud and my feet on the ground.
10 toes
Wait, I
down.
thought my head was underground for a minute. Oh yeah. Maybe it's both the same thing. Shit.
So when your dad was playing the saxophone, what did you think, man, when you used to hear him jamming that shit out?
I never really heard him play because he did the majority of his playing before I was even here. Count Basie.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of that was like 40s, 50s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that big band jazz. And my dad was a part of that circuit and all those different big band jazz bands back in the day doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a heavy influence on my music because I like a lot of swing.
Yeah, I could tell by your
Swing
music.
jazz, but then lots of punk rock mixed into it.
Yeah. It varies from like one, and then next thing you know, you hit them with something totally opposite. Like it was like, oh, that's that funky groove, punk rock, like kind of reggae style.
And then all those Carl Starling, and Carl Starling is.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of Carl Starling. I listen to a lot of Carl Starling, and there's this other guy that does a lot of Looney Tunes music. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Who? Louis Jordan was one of them. That's not who I was thinking, but Louis Jordan was definitely one of the big influences for me. Louis Jordan, Screaming Jay Hawkins, Wynonie Harris. Yeah.
Man, so the music age for you growing up, learning the saxophone after you pick up the saxophone, would you just get like join a band or something?
Okay, so in junior high school, I was in band. And that's where I met everybody in Fishbone in like 1979. Hale Junior High, Los Angeles, California, during the inner city busing program. So everybody was bused from inner city Los Angeles out to the valley. And that's where I was at.
Okay.
First, my parents were in inner city Los Angeles. And they're both teachers for the LA Unified School District. And so they moved out to the valley because they was tired of getting robbed and shit. So they moved out to the valley with all the white folks. So we were the fly in the buttermilk, is what I call us. The flies in the buttermilk, man.
Yeah.
And but then all the schools weren't integrated at that point, so they started integrating the schools, and that's where I met the guys in Fishbone Junior High in band class. So we were all learning to play our instruments around the same time.
No shit. So all you guys are still original members? Everybody?
No.
You guys added some in it, or some
There's
people?
two that's not.
Not in the original members?
Not in the original members, but they filling the spot well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
So growing up that long, the chemistry between you guys were endless then, right? How long were you guys jamming in each other's garages or hanging out? Or?
Well, okay, so I would catch the bus 2.5 hours from Woodland Hills, the valley, into L.A., and I'd practice at Norwood and Fish's mother's house, Mama Fish.
Okay.
So everybody would go over there and after school, and we'd get in the bedroom and we'd be jamming, playing on the drums, beating pots and pans, and little Casio tone keyboard. Shit,
Yeah.
Norwood had his bass.
What made you guys cut your first record? Were they already cutting records at the time? Or?
Yeah, they were cutting records. And, so David Kahn discovered us. And David Kahn was this producer.
Yeah.
And he worked for Columbia Records.
How'd you guys meet him?
And so he came to see us play at this club called Club Lhasa in Hollywood.
Okay. West
Hollywood. And he's like, I like you guys. I want to sign you. Like, man, get out of here, man. Why the fuck you want to sign us, So then he came back later. He came back later on at our next gig, somewhere out there in Hollywood. He said, I really want to sign you guys. Okay. So we got involved with him, and we went to the studio, Hollywood Records. Like in Hollywood, you got the building that's like all the big records stacked on top of one another on Vine and Hollywood, right? Yeah, that's the Columbia Records, right. So we did our first demo over there. Yeah. And that's when we got signed to Columbia. And then it turned into Sony. And then it was Hollywood, then it was Rowdy Records. That was Dallas, Austin.
Yeah.
And then what else? And then Hollywood Records. Yeah, that's right.
So how was that grind, man, in the beginning? Like, do you guys, after you guys, that moment he came and said, yeah, I want to sign you guys. Like, what did you guys think about that?
Well, we weren't really thinking at all.
Because you just would say, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it here. Sign the fucking paper. Let's go. What do we do?
Yeah.
We didn't know we were signing.
Yeah. You just said, fuck it. Let's do it.
You didn't know you were signing.
Your fucking life away, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, the contract.
Damn, what did they give you?
Is the word perpetuity in there. They got perpetuity where you sign your shit away forever, past
your content, basically, right?
Content, your soul.
Your creative fucking everything.
Yeah.
They own you, basically,
after
right?
you're dead, past the black hole and into the next universe. They got language in there like that, you know. However, there's a little five-year window that they tell you about. They don't tell you about. 5-year window they don't tell you about after about 30 years. So if you're still alive after 30, 35 years, you get to negotiate.
Renegotiate?
Yeah, renegotiate your rights back.
No shit. So for all y'all people that don't know.
Yeah, so of course they're gonna tell you and do everything to convince you not to do that, you know.
Yeah.
They want your shit forever the way they just
kind of like what Snoop Dogg did almost, right? For Death Row?
Now I really don't know too much about
because he kind of had like a
Death Row, but I know he's the president of Death Row. He owns it now.
Yeah, he owns all his masters and everything.
Yeah,
now.
see, so that's how you want to be.
Yeah,
that's how you want to end up like that.
Man, that's so crazy with the music industry about owning masters and all that. And, like I'm not really familiar with that kind of side of the music industry, but I'm pretty sure you are now, right? Because being through probably multiple, not once or twice bad eye fucking signatures that you guys probably gave away.
Yeah.
And now that you see more of it, now like from where you've been doing it for 30 years, right? 20 plus years for sure.
35, probably like 35 years.
And still to be on tour, man.
1979.
Still to be on tour to 2023.
It's still good to be relevant.
Yeah, man.
And playing music and making a living.
Well, the cannabis culture loves you. That's for sure.
Yeah, we used to go to Amsterdam all the time and play the Cannabis Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys fall right in line with 311, all those guys.
Before all this shit here was legal, and we were going to Amsterdam, the Cannabis Cup. They got all the cannabis laid out. They got it.
Shit, you're Fishbone is inspiration to like all these bands that came in after you guys. You guys gave a big inspiration with that, especially with that reggae funk sound.
Who you just mentioned? You just mentioned Slightly Stupid.
No, 311.
311, yeah. So we went on tour with 311.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're inspired by you guys for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a similar sound too, like the whole Jamaican vibe, the punk vibe.
Yeah,
sometimes
a little surf going on, groovy surf and rock and
like
stuff
you
like
touch
that.
all those like genres of music, and just listening to the last few hours of your music, you know, and just getting in tune with you guys.
Man, it's a lot. It is a lot out there. It's a lot of music. It's a lot of groups we done collaborated with. Slightly Stupid is another group like that.
Yeah.
We were rolling together for a good while, you know, on a couple of tours, and I'm on a couple of some of their songs that they got. I recorded on some of their songs, vocals and horns. Oh yeah, man.
You dabbled in a little acting too, right?
Right. Okay. So there's this movie coming out called In Betweening, and the director is directed by this guy named Mel House.
Okay.
Out of Houston, Texas. And so it's about this writer who's half black, half white writer.
Yeah.
And he's shopping his script in Hollywood, and he keeps running into all these producers telling him, well, you need to just change it up, and it's just not black enough. You know, maybe you need more something more blacker. You know, or maybe you need something more whiter because you don't need to embrace your black side too. Make him more lean towards the white side. So he's just confused, right?
Yeah.
He's confused, like, damn, they just don't like me for me and what I have, right? So I'm the spirit creature that comes into the room sometimes, and he's in the meeting with these executives or whatever, and I'm the one coming in going, man, fuck these motherfuckers, man. You don't need to change for this shit.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that's gonna be living with it for the rest of however you here, and these motherfuckers are gonna be off doing some whole other shit.
And people don't understand too. Like, we are our own worst enemies as like a human being. Like, we stand in front of ourselves from doing great. Like you said, you just got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? It's important for us to just get out there and just do it.
Sometimes you gotta do it yourself, man. And like, even when nobody's believing in it, as long as you're believing in it, that's what matters.
Yeah. And then having a group of friends, obviously, to believe in the same.
And that's number two.
Yeah.
Number two is having your friends who have your best interests at heart and believe in the vision and your dream too, and they want to help you put it out there too.
Yeah.
That's always good to have. But hey, man, I always tell people, as long as you can be in a closet by yourself in the dark with that motherfucker, butt naked, there it is. That's what you want.
So growing up, man, and dealing with all that, growing up through in LA, and with all the Rodney King and all that shit going through the LA, man, dealing with all that. How'd you guys deal with that?
Well,
around that era time, were you around that time or no?
Yep. I remember seeing that Rodney King shit. I remember getting chased by the redneck, chased home by the rednecks at school after I catch the bus home from LA back to the valley, carrying my saxophone and my radio, and I had my red afro, and my bell bottom jeans and shit. So, you know, these redneck dudes, they drove by and called me a nigger, and, you know, a couple times. After a while, I got sick of that shit. I was like, fuck you, man, you know. They want to turn around. We're going to kick your fucking ass, nigger. Ran into Vons. I told the manager, he acting like wasn't shit happening, whatever. Eventually, they went away. But, you know, that type of shit.
Yeah. So growing up, did you have, like, doing shows and shit? Did you have to deal with all that?
And sometimes doing shows, too, you know. But we were playing like a lot at the same time that the Dead Kennedys were playing, and the Circle Jerks and Black Flag, and we were in and out of, and No Effects. We were in and out of that circuit. Bad Brains. We were in and out of that circuit. New York hardcore, Murphy's Law, and all of that, you know, that whole scene. So that element would be there too.
Yeah.
But it was all about some aggression. It was the aggression, the aggressive subculture of punk rock.
Yeah.
Is what it was. And so we had that, we had and still have, I feel, that same attitude about living in this society. You know? It's like on some fuck the man shit.
We're built to lose, man. We're bred to lose, should I say. They put us in the situations and they keep us contained and controlled. Trust me, man.
That's why this podcast is important.
100%. So we can get heard. Our voices need to get heard.
You know, so during the quarantine, I got sober during the quarantine. I stopped drinking when the quarantine started. I got a chance to like disconnect from every goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Everything that got on my nerves, all that, everybody, all that. I got to stop drinking. I've been in the program for probably like 15 years.
Well, congratulations.
Rehab off and on, you know, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that poison, man, that's like one of my weaknesses too, though, you know? You feed that spirit juice. That's why they call it spirit.
I couldn't do it, man. Satan in a bottle, you know. I was turning into a monster and motherfuckers, brains. Have a bunch of enemies the next day and not know why. Man. You lost your wallet and your keys and shit. Like, oh, fuck, really, man? So.
I've been there, man. I'm recently going through the same thing, like just like staying away from it, because I kind of been more of a microdosing on shrooms lately.
Right.
You ever?
Oh, yeah, that brings up the monsters for real, the big 3-headed ones.
No, man. For me, I microdose. Like, you must be taking too much. Oh man, yeah, you taking too much. But man, but for the last couple of years now, I've been taking shrooms since I was like 18 years old. So I'm 39.
Oh, okay.
So I've been taking.
As long as they're helping you.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, man.
As long as they're bringing you good
energy
and
manifestation,
good manifestations in the end of it. That's what you fucking want.
Man, what you got right there on it? What you got?
I got the sperm of knowledge, knocking up others with fetuses of intellectuality.
Oh.
It goes all the way around the back. Got a look.
Say that again, man.
It is a sperm of knowledge, knocking up others with fetuses of intellectuality.
Oh, I like it. That's fucking amazing.
Oh, I got shitloads of poetry. Oh my God, I almost forgot about that whole side.
Yeah, man. The poetry is where it's at, man. I was just recently getting into some poetry, start reading more books. So like I said, I was learning how to teach myself how to read more. So poetry is where it's at. Though. A lot of people are referring me to start reading poetry.
Yeah.
Who do you think I should start picking up first?
Well, my name is Angelo Moore, and I'm a poet.
Poet, songwriter.
I got a tongue twister.
Sax
Hold on.
player, piano.
Fixing the funk, he could be a freaking frantic fantango, feeling froth falling from your mouth, fantasizing about free-minded fetuses getting freaky with the nearby feces that frolic within the colon farm.
Ooh.
My fault that the faulty fixations fondering, flickering fast and furiously thinking about the toe jams in your mind. When all is lost but ain't done in vain, linked to a dungeon of ear-pinching pain, connected to the ring that sumo have rung, focused on the beat that has just stung, revealing the shoelace of life to be strung, jumping from a plane into a styrofoam boat, and nail polish removing surface bitch remote, jumping rope from the caboose to the front of the train. This is Dr. MrMaddVibe getting up under your brain.
Cheers to that, my brother.
And I'm working on this book, right? Okay, so I got 4 books. Okay, so my first book I put out was called Dr. MrMaddVibe's Comprehensive Linkology.
Yeah, I see that.
Then the second one, it was called the Yale Invasion. It was a little short book. It was like a little temporary thing because when I did this residency at Yale,
Okay.
I printed out a little book for a pamphlet for the students because the students were studying up on me. And so this girl named Petra Richterova got me a residency at Yale for a couple of weeks.
Just so copyright issues, you know. We ain't getting paid for that yet. You know?
Oh, okay.
So we don't sponsor them yet.
I was like, oh, the Black Stripe. Really? Yeah, the Black Stripe.
Yeah.
So yeah, poetry. Oh my God, I got so much of that shit. Don't get me started on that, man.
Was that your first love, man? Poetry?
Poetry, man. I would write all my poetry, then I remember it because I'd be saying it over and over again, right? You know.
How did you get into poetry, real quick?
So I would just write my thoughts down, and then they'd end up rhyming.
Yeah.
Because all them listening to music with people who are rhyming all the time.
Yeah.
So I figure that's how you just do it. You just end up rhyming it, you know. Plus a lot of Sesame Street, whatever. And so I would write down a lot of my poetry about the things that I see, my life experiences, you know. And they end up rhyming, and I would end up writing it in story and just remembering it. I just had be saying it out. I don't go on the beach on the boardwalk, blow my saxophone on the boardwalk, and then I just start saying my poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking up and just singing.
Saying it, you know.
Now, you said off the record here, they said you couldn't read music for pianos. Is that the same for saxophone?
Okay, so with the reading of the music, okay, so, you know, I had private lessons for a while where I was learning how to read sheet music, but
yeah,
I know the basics of it, but I wouldn't be able to just play through a sheet of music without just stumbling and slowing down and be like, oh, what does that mean again? You know, yeah.
But it's just everything's just self-taught and just fucking.
A lot of at one point it got to a lot of self-teaching.
Yeah.
You know, but learning the basics, learn your basics in school. And when your fingerings are, your basic scales and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
What the notes mean on the stanza and all the rest of that, you know.
The tempo and all that.
But, you know, after a while, keeping up with reading of the music, it got kind of boring to me. I know that's a sorry excuse. I shouldn't have.
Just like the feeling, right?
Yeah, it's like you know.
Just lose yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you write the music down, you can translate it.
Okay.
You can show it to somebody else.
And they could just make it harmonizing.
Yeah, or they could just read it.
Oh, okay.
You can read it out. You ain't gotta teach it by. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Now you sing it after me.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. No, not but so but with sheet music, you ain't gotta go through that process. You just have it right there and you read it like regular reading. Like you ain't never seen it before, but you know what the letters and the notes mean.
Yeah.
So, but after a while, that got kind of linear for me, and I was just, as long as I knew what to play on the horn, where to find the notes, I could play what I hear.
Yeah.
Because the music's everywhere.
Yeah, vibrations, frequencies, everything, man. So learning how to play the piano, you just picked it up after the sax? Or was that something you picked up?
I picked it up after the sax. Yeah.
And you just jumped on it one day and just started playing with it, or?
Well, it got to a point to where it was a lot of music that I was just trying to get done.
Okay.
I couldn't get it done through Fishbone. So I had to learn how to play my own instruments in order to make that shit happen, or else I'll just be sitting up here with a tornado of music in my head, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody has the different tastes and interpretations of what they feel the best or the worst song is.
So over the 30 years, man, how's the journey been for you, man? 35 years. The ups, the highs, the lows.
Well, I'm glad I'm still here and I'm still got my senses and my head on my shoulders.
Blessings.
It's been a challenge. You can't just fucking fall down and roll down the hill and the monster's chasing you, screaming, talking about, oh my God. You can't just do that.
Yeah. You gotta fucking deal with it.
Yeah, you gotta get up and deal with it. So me not having had a drink since 2020 has definitely helped the situation a lot for me, because there's still a lot of stuff that I want to do, things I want to put out there. I gotta learn how to do it myself too. You can't just depend on everybody or wait for Peter Pan and Tinkerbell to come along.
Yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
Because
right
sometimes
now.
they just don't come.
Yeah. And then you just waste time,
You're wasting time waiting, so you got to pick up the shovel and start doing the John Henry yourself.
Yeah, fucking swinging the motherfucking axes, fucking throwing the dirt everywhere.
That's right, and that energy that you put out will eventually, have something together for you to create some great art or music or a good feeling, a good miracle with.
Yeah. So between you and the Fishbone members, man, do you guys ever have a little fallout?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
The brotherhood, man.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Aside from that, we all do get along.
Yeah.
We get along, man, and we're blessed enough to just have the basic blessing that still exists and play the music
jamming.
and still be jamming and playing the music, and still have people who want to come and see us.
Yeah.
And believe in it,
Wow, man, you guys fucking rocked yesterday, man. You were doing your fucking thing, man. Everybody on your sax solo, dog, the bassist too, like I told you before, the pianist doing his thing too, man. It was pretty cool. And all you guys doing your thing up there in a cannabis event, all that, man. Fucking still, people fucking coming to see you guys. You know what I'm saying?
It was a good one yesterday. Not yesterday, day before yesterday, right?
Yeah,
it was good, man. It started out a little funky, the sound on stage.
Yeah.
As always.
Afro Man came out and killed it.
He did, yeah. He was pretty funny.
You got a story in the green room with him and chilling, man, or what you got? You said he was funny, man. He looked like a cool dude to chill with, though, man.
I kept wanting to walk away, but I just kept staying there looking, too.
What are you looking at? His beard? What are you looking at?
It's the whole thing. It's totally silly.
Dude, he fucking killed it off that song. That's crazy, right?
He wrote that song, and because I got high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
It is. Sounds like some AA shit.
Man, it's just like it's
Alcoholic Anonymous.
Because I got high.
Yep.
And everybody in the cannabis community, man, blew it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look at where cannabis is at. No, you were in Cali, smoking some of the good.
Hey, man, I could go to a dispensary if I want to and get some weed.
Yeah.
Go out there and smoke it. But I'm so used to worrying about the police. I'm just used to worrying about that.
Because coming up from the era you grew up in, right?
Yeah, man, it's like
people getting arrested for fucking nickel bags.
Kush and coffee.
oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I was like, oh.
My bad, man. That was my boy John Hill.
Yeah, we smoking some good shit, yeah, man. Hearing voices and everything.
Apologize for that. But yeah, growing up in like you said, you go anywhere and get some bud in Cali.
Yeah, man, they got dispensaries now, and they got them all nice. That's the crazy part because I remember before the dispensaries came into the picture, or the railway system. I even remember when the fucking internet wasn't even here. So I think about that. I remember when the internet came into the picture, and then the rail system.
Yeah.
The subways in L.A.
There's subways in LA?
Subways in L.A. Finally, slow motherfuckers, right? Finally.
Are you serious?
Yeah, finally, and they're nice too.
I ain't never even been on that subway in LA.
Yeah.
There's fucking subways in LA.
But it's starting to get ratchet, but it's still pretty nice artwork.
Starting to get ratchet.
Yeah, you always got crazy motherfuckers on the
Yeah,
subway.
man. It's pretty bad in California right now, man.
And then
too.
you got the weed dispensaries finally, and so when it's funny because the packaging, like when selling weed,
Yeah.
you're not just getting it in a cellophane bag like you used to, motherfucker. You get an elaborate packaging system. Elaborate. I mean, like.
You're paying for the packaging.
You're paying for the packaging, man. I remember after smoking my weed out of the little package, I kept it for the longest time because I just liked the little funny looking guy on the front sitting there on the console of my car.
Yeah.
I eventually got rid of it, but it was like, oh, yeah, okay, what's up, motherfucker?
Man, the weed game has changed. My uncle says the same thing. My uncle Jerry, man. He said he comes back from fucking buying, dealing with the cops. And he went to California and went to get some dispensaries. Mm-hmm. And then he comes out, there's a cop right there, and he got a little nervous. Like, he's like, and the cop's like, hey, have a nice day. Wave to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just came from buying some weed.
Like, whoa, I'm high like
Instead
a
of being in the hood and shit,
copping
a bag, worrying about getting pulled over, and you got like an ounce or something on you, and you're going to jail for.
Yep.
And now times have changed. And you talk about the transition from like remembering no internet or no web, no phones, like shit's.
I got this song out with this group called the Big Old Nasty Get Down.
Okay.
And it's a song about when the internet got unplugged. It's called Age of Abbreviation. Right, the Big Old Nasty Get Down. I don't even think it's out yet, but it's called the Age of Abbreviation, and it's about like all the abbreviated terms that we use and how much everybody depends on the internet. But what if somebody unplugged the internet, man? Motherfuckers' heads would fall off their body and go rolling down the street.
And the crazy is that's what I tell people too, because it's important to disconnect, man, because you got to get back to like yourself.
You got to know that it's there.
And all this avatar shit that we created, you know what I'm saying? Like this life that we lived and this avatar life that we got to pick up, and we're not living the way we're supposed to, though, you know? And we're supposed to harmonize and be one with the earth.
And one with the earth, right, yeah.
And be 100%, live off the land. You know?
But instead, we are living on
fighting over the land, killing our brothers and sisters.
We're living on a smothered, like a suffocated layer.
Yeah.
That's on top of the earth, right?
Yeah.
Because, once you get past the city and all the cement goes away, it's a whole different feeling.
Oh, yeah,
You up in the airplane looking out of the window, because I always like to get a window seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a while, the city looks like a big gray blob or some shit, like a little sparkly blob, whatever.
Yeah.
You start flying away from that, and then you start seeing the mountains and everything. That's what shit really looks like.
Man, like something inside me, like my essence, feels like I'm supposed to be around like mountains and like the forest. Like my native side of me is like calling me home, you know?
Yeah.
I get that feeling like all the time. And I feel like I'm supposed to be. And I'm very handy too, man. Like I built all this too, like slowly but surely.
I know, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so.
Nice.
And it's just crazy too, like just to get that essence of the sense of like who we're supposed to be, you know, or like our guidance from our ancestors before that walked this earth before us, you know.
Yep, and you find it out there, here in the metropolis, man. You know, where you have just constant disturbance, a lifetime of disturbance, from the waves, and the sound, you know, and the concrete and everything else. So it's just a part of you. So, hell, man, when you go out there, I know when I go out to the country, which is very rare, and I'm missing hearing the sounds of the city. I'm like, damn, man, why am I feeling extra squirmy? I should be enjoying the quiet, but instead, I feel like I need to hear a beep beep or something.
Yeah, especially like me and my family just took a vacation on Labor Day, or not Labor Day. Is it Labor Day that just passed? Yeah, Memorial Day, and we went out to this Amish country. It was like quiet, like piercing quiet. It was so quiet it hurt.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
And it's just like unusual for our eardrums to be in a silent place, and it's just like it was piercing almost.
Because you're used to having all this sound, yeah.
You don't realize how much quiet it is.
Like even like I can hear the buzzing of the computer over there, that whole area, right? So it's in a certain key. It's funny when I listen to it. It's in a certain key. So if I had my saxophone, I could probably.
Man, I wish you would have brought it.
Yeah.
Could have did a little saxophone live real quick.
A little sax live. I could probably blow my hands. Let me see.
Nah, you're good, brother.
Let me see if I can. Sometimes I can do the scale with my hand. That's what I'm hearing over there.
The waveforms,
Yeah, the way if you had a note, the key.
Yeah. I can hear it now that you're saying it on the headphones. So
That's a cool one. I like that guy right there.
the breakdancer?
Breakdancer pointing down.
Yeah, that's my man Jerry Omens, man. He's from Gary, Indiana.
Indiana. We were in Indiana day for probably like 2 days before the tour ended. We were out somewhere in Indiana.
Yeah.
Maybe
Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Down south?
Yep.
How was that?
It's good, man. We were in the middle of a big field.
No shit.
Outside, lots of green, lots of trees.
Man, that's gotta be, man. Like what are your best memories, man, for the last over 35 years? I know it's hard to break down over.
Oh my God, what's my best memories?
Yeah. Besides your daughter.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, it's funny. She was just on The Price is Right. My daughter, she was just on The Price is Right. Yep. Throwing her juggling sticks. We both do fire sticks.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
You're a fire juggler too?
Yeah, I could do a little fire juggling.
Oh no shit.
Like the fire sticks on fire.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And juggle them and dance with them and shit.
It's fun, man. You know.
That's cool.
It's fun. Good Lord, man. My best experience, huh? Oh my God, I don't know. It's way too much to even
fathom.
Yeah, I mean, I got my solo projects.
Okay.
I did the David Bowie. The David Bowie celebration tours. The first one was with Mike Garson. The second one is with Adrian Belew. This cat named Scroat put it together in L.A. So we learned a whole bunch of David Bowie songs, and they booked the tours through America and through Europe. Yeah, my character was Nigga Stardust.
For real?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Are you serious?
I told him only I could say that.
Nobody else could say that shit.
No, only I can say that, motherfucker. You can't say it. All y'all white people, you can't say that.
So Dr. Mud Mad Vibe.
Dr. Mad Vibe, yeah, MaddVibe.com.
Man, let's talk about that alter ego name.
Wow, I'm surprised we haven't even talked about that yet. Holy shit, you're pretty clever, man. So Dr. Mad Vibe recommends that you arm yourself with a protective prophylactic coating of consciousness.
Okay.
Right? Henceforth, furthermore, in addition to, subsequently speaking without any further do, easy over and sunny side up, in light of the fact, sagging in the back, respectfully speaking, my neighbors are tweaking. Granted, you got the right to be confirmed, and for future reference, if you caught all of the above, truth, soul, peace, and love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of my poetry comes from.
Yeah.
I should do the me poem right now.
Go ahead.
The me poem. Okay. Me, and I'm naked and I'm high on the hill and it's all so really crazy, man. I'm myself in the twilight zone and I'm living like the Al Capone of music. Ahead of my time, and I just riddle and rhyme about me being free in this crazy, insane situation of me. But what you got to give me? Because it's all about you doing the freaky deaky, and it's me. That's what this poem is about. And if it wasn't for me, then you couldn't freak out. Me. Wow, they, he, and she, and we. Me. And I do not think you'll disagree. There's so many kinds of me's, so many categories, many a variety of choices to pick, so many holes and so many sticks. Cool me, kind me, cautious me, callous, creepy me, freaky me, serious amoeba. A Pandora's box with a lot of broken locks, so many holes and so many sticks, a closet full of ghosts, and I'm burning up my toast. And I never did vote, but this time I had to vote because it wasn't no joke. And to upstuck traffic in a shark skin pants and jacket. Sometimes I make a lot of dough at the Me show. So now that you can see that I'm free like a weed tree. And I'm feeling the rage of life. Life ain't nothing but mic stands and lights. Every time I speak, they say, what the fuck? How can you remember but forget so much? When you use a walking stick, is it a crutch? Doing the things that are wrong, doing the things that are right, every day, every night? Do you feel like a termite, gnawing at the hymen of the future? Can you make up your mind on which one and which kind, or if I lock my door and shut the blind to the end of time, would you mind me being me? Watermelon rind. Now it's time for me to put on my hats to travel my head where I need to be at. Now it's time for me to walk down the road of fiery reds and stone cold blues. 4 walls full of hats when I'm feeling like this or the other like that. And it's all mine and it's all for me. So if I could just open up my eyes and plainly see that heaven, not Armageddon, is absolutely free. And the result is at my fingertips. All I gotta do is do it, love it, lick it, fuck it, screw it, pursue it, bruise it, but don't misuse it. Me. Yeah, there you go.
Wow, that was amazing, man. If you guys go back and listen to everything he described in that poem, it's all about you.
I got a bunch of shit, man. I got this one. I got one about procrastination. That's one of my books. So I got the Dr. MaddVibe's Comprehensive Thinkology. That's the one I released at first at the Lollapalooza, and then I released Jaja on the telephone.
Okay.
Right, Jaja on the telephone is about calling God on the phone, but you can't get through because the line is busy. Then I wrote
Can't get through because the line is busy.
Because the line is busy, right. And then I got Nate Procrasto, the procrastinator.
Okay.
Right, he procrastinates too much and waiting on shit. And what else? So I got them 2 comic books. And I got Nate Procrasto and Jaja on the telephone. Which one you want to hear? The spiritual one or the rated R one?
Let's do the rated R one. Fuck it.
Okay, so this is about Nate Procrasto, the procrastinator.
It's for all you procrastinators out there.
That's for all you procrastinators out there. Nate Procrasto was his name. Procrastinating was his game. He'd wait until the last minute, then cram, jam, hurry, rush, rush, rush. Just wait, said Nate in the daytime light. Didn't get around to it till later on that night. Held up my things and stuff I had to do while Nate Procrasto had some putting off to do. Procrastinating, oh, you're just avoiding, just masturbating with more delaying and more procrastinating and more putting off and more jacking off. Nate just kept me hanging on. Nate Procrasto, he's a spacer, but most of all, he's a procrastinator. Wasting lots of time and slagging, moving fast, but feet are dragging. Hallucinating wildly about getting things done, but sleepwalking and stalling are priority number one.
Ooh.
I say sleepwalking and stalling are priority number one. Nate Procrasto had a date with Tina on time. Occasion French sister with a big behind. Nate met Tina at the pub tabernacle where the roosters clucked and the hens did cackle. A singles bar with bachelor hoes and bachelorettes. A swinging party house. A meat market. I say a swinging party house. A meat market. Nate saw Tina switching through the toilet doorway. Nate got cold feet because she was so fine that the words would not come out of his mouth that was in his mind. Hours and hours went by as Nate thought to himself on how he could be on time and express himself. No longer would Nate Procrasto be left up on the shelf. So Nate Procrasto got on the dance floor and turned it out. Suit drenched with sweat, tongue hanging out his mouth. Nate said, "I'll dance Tina into my life. She'll dig me for my shoes and ask me for a date tomorrow night." Soon enough, Nate's disco Mac had worked out just as planned. Nate thought about Tina's hot, juicy ass as she took his hand and said, "Meet me at the Tabernacle Pub tomorrow night and be on time, because my name is Tina, and I want you to be mine, sucker. I mean, honey." Nate went home that night happy as a lark. Nate dreamed about Tina's hot, juicy ass. He would yowl and she would bark. Oh! Nate awoke the next morning with sticky short sheets starting and said, "That's a good sign, Procrasto. That's a good sign, Nate. Soon she'll be giving you head." And so time passed on and Nate just waited, thinking about the things that would belate him. And with a problem with decision making, Nate would stare into a space and a place where you did not have to care. And like a slow plumbing drip, responsibility would leak in at speeds of deep frozen crude oil, dinosaur speed. What should be the right clothes to wear? What type of shoes should I wear for this upcoming affair? Should I press my shirt? Well, maybe I might. Well, if I shine my shoes, I'll look all the way tight. Should I wear should I bring these rubbers for me, or should I wear this a sponge for her instead, or should I not wear this hat on my head? So all through the day and all through the night, Nate debated these decisions to migraine heights. Nate spent so much time contemplating and procrastinating that he forgot about Tina on time at the Tabernacle Pub waiting. Quickly in a blind frenzy, Nate put on the nearest duds and put them on like presto changeo and headed for the pub. The Tabernacle Choir was just ending its last song when Nate bust through the church door while Sunday church services was going on. Nate stood 10 feet before the pulpit and the preacher and the congregation looking like shit. Scuffed wingtip thousand eyes, mismatched socks and a wrong color tie, and Nate's self-esteem was really hurt when the deacon and the organ player said, "Nate, you smell like dirt." And to top it off, the Reverend even said, "Brother Nate, what's the matter with you? The disco ended this morning at 2. On time Tina done left you." You won't find Tina working here during the day because she work at the strip joint Monday through Friday. So if you kind of want to catch Tina on time, you got to get on her time, that sinning time. But you see, Nate, now is the time to ask the Lord to forgive you for the precious time you've been wasting sinning, looking for some fornication. Nate said, yeah, this might be what's up. I can repent my way out of this procrastination rut. I can be saved, and for the Lord I will work and stop chasing women and stop eating pork. But then the preacher reiterated with his own judgmental opinion and said, look at you, Nate. You dress like a heathen. And by the way you look, you've been possessed by a demon. So go home and scrub your bunion and come back next week. Now hurry on away from here because you're preventing us from breathing. Nate turned around and walked to the church door in a discouraged mood and said, he's not cool, y'all. You listening to the wrong dude, Nate said. Nate walked away surprised and felt spent at the preacher who almost got him to repent. Now, if it wasn't for the preacher man showing his ass, Nate Procrasto could have possibly been on the right path. It drove Nate almost crazy, kicking it with the fellas watching a porno flick, seeing Tina On Time's ass rumbling from some other man's dick. Then she spoke. Hi, I'm Tina On Time. See the number on the screen? Dial it now and make an appointment with me, and if you're on time to get freaky and bold, $100 or more, and you can have my ass and this cunt made of gold, honey. Nate Procrasto had procrastinated the whole night through, sobbing over what had happened to him with his procrastination crew. It's all right, Nate, his buddy said to try to cheer him up. Stop crying, man. Just shut up. At least you got your blow-up doll, Shirley Shrivel Up. He said, yeah, guys, you're right. She's always been there with her nylon curly locks and plastic derriere. With TV party in full swing, keg of beer and songs to sing, couch potato gravity pull, the landlord said, Nate, today your rent is due. A drunken Nate said, yeah, next week, fool. Soon, Nate received a notice of eviction for procrastination on his rent situation. Soon, Nate became addicted to blow-up dolls and crack heroin affliction. Nate was homeless now and living on the lam, trying to survive with odd jobs and hustle scams. Nate was a genius at procrasto consciousness, a man not ahead, but behind his own time. Got a job working on the late freight line. Slowpokes and time wasters would ride the late freight line with Nate Procrasto, the engineer, gave his passengers his word of honor that they'd never make it there. On time, that is. Nate Procrasto, late Nate, Nate Procrasto, late Nate, Nate Procrasto, late Nate, Nate Procrasto, late Nate, Nate Procrasto, late Nate. Yeah, there it is, man. I ain't put that one out in a while.
Oh, man, that's fire,
thank you, man. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my man.
So that's what I wrote about procrastination to keep me from procrastinating.
Yeah.
That's my comic book that I got at the table. I got out there. It comes with that soundtrack, too. The soundtrack with soundscape behind it, dialogue, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fire, man.
Yeah, man. That's the kind of stuff. So I would just repeat that shit all the time.
And that's like a lot of reflection too, right? Just looking at yourself and picking everything that you know that you're fucking up at in life. And that's important too, like to understand taking accountability for what we're fucking doing. Our actions, everybody's got this granted the same 24 hours, right? And everybody just, like you said in there, you think about it, but you drag your feet. You waste time. Just fucking think. You think about all these glorious ideas.
Excuse me while I overthink this.
Yeah, you got all these ideas, and you don't do nothing, and you procrastinate. And
because when you're trying to achieve perfection, that's, you just have to remember we're never going to get the perfect result.
Yeah, 100%.
We can strive for it, but that's the illusion right there. Is if you keep chasing a seagull and shit,
Yeah, that's what I listened to a motivator called Gary V. I don't know if you know Gary V. But he's like an influencer, and he's like, man, fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? Fuck perfect. What is perfect? He said, content is content, Yeah. He said, it doesn't matter. Some people are out here fucking recording on flip phones still and still making it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to get out there and just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody's thoughts. Fuck everybody's You know what I'm saying? You're doing it because you love it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you pay attention to too many other people, you'll get distracted.
And as me growing up and dealing with some of the things in life, like not having that confidence indulged in me, and like just dealing with the shit that I had to deal with in life, and like had to overcome those things, you know, over self-doubt or whatever people's assumptions or perception is about me, and they don't even know me, you know. And it's like,
right.
Like the young guys
that
over here
self-doubt
was,
thing can do to you, do a number two.
Yeah, as an artist too, you always think it's not good enough when it's fucking beautiful already, you know.
Yeah.
You just got to get past the.
See, when we start to compare ourselves to other people, that's usually where the mistake starts to happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of hard not to, because there's people around and they got, you got the TV shit. You're gonna see what people do, how they doing, and you end up coming to some kind of
Yeah, like you said earlier, keep your head buried in the sand.
Yeah, I keep my head buried, or I keep my head in the cloud and my feet on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, just as an artist, you're coming up as a young age, and you obviously think that way now after so many years of being on this planet, right? It wasn't just installed into you at a young age, or is there something that somebody taught you?
Oh, you mean like how I'm doing my stuff? You mean just
just a self-discipline.
Well,
like integrity and shit like that.
I feel like I've had to learn a lot of it, of course, just throughout the trials of life.
Yeah.
You know, trial and error.
Yeah. So, like growing up too, like
and your integrity. What becomes your integrity? After a while, you start to form. You have an integrity of what's
your perspective, what you want,
of what you hold precious, and what you know how far you bend your boundaries. You know.
So who's one of the closest band members, man, you like opened up to? Like one of your brother, you know, because everybody's got like that close friend, right, to open up to like mentally to keep you stable. Did you ever have like a friend like that, or it was this old self meditation and stuff?
Well, it's okay. Well, damn, it's hard to say, man, because it's been so many people in Fishbone.
Yeah.
You know. Me and Chris Dow, we do a lot of collaborating, a lot of harmonizing.
Yeah. I'm just talking about like conversation as like family members, as like brothers, man.
Oh.
Like getting like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you need somebody to talk to, like.
Oh, you mean like in the band?
Yeah. Or just in general.
Well, let me see. I don't know. That's kind of a hard one because everybody's talking to one another. It all kind of blends into one, you know.
Yeah. So when you get through like a tough day or something, man, who do you call like to?
I really don't call anybody in the band, to be personally honest.
Oh, just anybody in general, like in your family.
Oh man, sometimes I call the wife. Shit, you know.
Yeah. Get your head right.
Yeah, she's a fresh breath of air, man.
Man, how's it feel when you get on the stage every time, man?
How does it feel when I get up there?
Yeah.
Well, there's always that anxiety, you know, ball of fire in your stomach, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as long as you have all your shit together, all your instruments together, all the mouthpieces on there, all the reeds on the mouthpiece and everything. You know, you got your headset. You got to have your headset in. Some of us use headsets now.
How's the tour life?
Well,
you just ended, right? Like
we just ended it, yeah. So I've still been kind of tripping on. I haven't gone back to a tour bus.
Okay.
Today or yesterday. Usually there's a tour bus to go back to and get on, but it ain't. All that shit's gone, man. The tour bus went back to Nashville.
Yeah.
That's where to get all the tour buses at. They all in Nashville.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so they went back to headquarters in Nashville, and everybody in the band went home.
That's cool.
You know, I'll be going home tomorrow. I got a gig the 1st of September with Dr. McVibe and the Missing Links.
Okay.
It's my other ensemble. So that's like, it's going to be at Zublion in Glendale, California.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. McVibe and the Missing Links, and the website is dmvml.com. Angie put that together too.
Shout out Angie.
Yeah, check that out. Yeah, and it's a real nice one. And then my other website is drmadvibe.com. drmadvibe.com.
So how'd you get that name, Dr. Mad Vibe?
Lawrence Fishburne.
From The Matrix?
Yep.
He gave you that. You did some
he
work with
said,
him or
"Here,
something?
man." He said, "Here, man, Dr. MrMaddVibe, try that out." I was like, "Okay." I just took it and ran with it.
What were you asking? What kind of question? Like, how did that? Were you just
Like,
asking
I
somebody
can't
for a
remember,
nickname?
Somehow it just flew into the picture.
Yeah,
You know.
that's fire. Or you did some work with him?
We just been knowing each other. He's been knowing the band
Oh no shit.
Fishbone ever since like
He's
the
been a
early
fan?
'80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
So he's been there. You know.
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's good to still know people like that. You know.
Yeah.
Even though he's all in the movies, he's still the same guy I know.
So meeting some of the younger generations, man, you had an opportunity to meet Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Yeah, I did a movie with them. What was that? My
Idlewild?
Life in Idlewild.
Yeah.
Yep, and that was a hell of an experience out there.
How was that, man?
It was off the hook.
Yeah, ATL.
Some of the baddest dancing, man. Some of the dancing, it was all funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Outkast is one of my favorite rap groups, man. They got their own like unique style too, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
The South style, you know. It's
and the dungeon, what they call it? What is it? The dungeon family.
The Dungeon Family, the Goody Mob.
The Goody Mob.
Yeah.
I remember touring with them, Fishbone, Goody Mob, and De La Soul.
No shit. How was that, man?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, we had to make sure, Fishbone had to make sure we went on in the middle because if we went on last, all the black people would have left. They ain't trying to hear no rock music.
Yeah, you guys eat the crowd up, right? Because they all here to see the Goody Mob get crazy, get crunk. Everybody was all, that's fire.
So they would have to endure through Fishbone to get to the Goody Mob in the end. Or maybe it was De La Soul.
Man.
I think Goody Mob was opening up.
So you sharply dressed, man. You that's like your style, your fashion right there.
Man, I like wearing a suit and tie. Past couple of days, I've been wearing a kilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did have a kilt on the stage, right?
Wearing a red kilt.
And you had like a fucking
and a red net shirt.
Yeah. Hey, you guys did your fucking thing though, man. It was cool as fuck. I was like, damn, but then I didn't, you know what I'm saying? This morning after work, I got an email, a message, and now here we are. So it's like,
yeah, man, it's good. Well, I like it, man. I like it a lot.
man.
Makes me want to get I had this thing called The Mirror of What? And it was my show I had during the quarantine.
Okay.
Right? So I was able to like actually stay home and focus, and
think of some shit.
And think of some shit to do. So I take my mirror and I put the green screen inside the mirror, hang the big mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I
Man,
commentate, like my favorite songs and pick a video, and I do it all in Zoom.
that sounds like a cool ass idea.
I do it in Zoom, and then I put it out there like that, and I play the video, my favorite song. I get, all right, see y'all tomorrow on the mirror. What's it? You look in the mirror, there's question marks jumping up in the mirror. Say, what we gonna play today?
Yeah,
what?
yeah. So and then it just goes to you playing something like that.
Yeah, like it's like somebody's video, like one of my favorite videos, or one of my videos.
Oh shit! Yeah, that sounds dope though.
Yeah, and then I was interviewing different people too, and I had them on the green screen.
Bro, fucking the way revenue is getting made now off these streaming shits, like off YouTube, off TikTok, like even just like TikTok videos. I don't know if you're into that yet, but
I've seen the TikTok videos. Pretty crazy, pretty wild.
Yeah, TikTok's like
short.
Or like X now. I like Twitter now. It's called X now, but I feel like X is like kind of more out there. It gives you more general public awareness,
See, Twitter, I haven't been able to for some reason, I just haven't been able to.
Like it's like you
engage.
Oh yeah, okay. You can literally just go on there and just drop like because it's like on.
I mean, Instagram and Facebook right now in my brain. I think that's as much as I can actually handle.
It's a lot, right?
And it's a lot, and I don't really reply to anybody out there because it's a bunch of shit going on, and I'm I ain't trying to hear what.
That's why I'm about to start transitioning all the way to like X because it's like openly more. You can trust like to like who you're talking to. You can do research and shit like that too.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's actually really friends with my friend Stoner Rob. Like, and I was like, oh man, let me reach out because I thought the same thing. Just got to make sure. Yeah, and everything was cool. So I was like, oh man, this is legit. You know what I'm saying? So fire as hell.
Yep.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy. Like you said, like man, I deal with it. So dealing with the social media thing, I know like posting stuff and shit like that, trying to keep relevant
and
with
keeping it constant.
Yeah, like
At least you're keeping it constant. I fell off, man.
Yeah.
I fell off. I am struggling to climb back on. You know, it's like when I do a post, sometimes I feel like I'm going, hey, how you doing? I look at the pimple on my face and buy my new CD.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got to think of something a little more creative than that to say. So,
but even in the TikTok era, man, like you could just literally go on there and give a poetry video. Like,
see, you know what? Okay, here's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
All that long-winded shit, like that long-winded shit I just did.
Yeah.
That was some long-winded shit.
Yeah.
I'm from that era.
Yeah, but if you learn to break it down to because the attention span now,
right, is
you got to catch them within the first 3 minutes,
right,
or 3 seconds, maybe even the first second and a half. But if you break down a poetry to where it's like a fast-paced one or something, just make it creative, just something different.
And so I could do it, but it takes a lot of work for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a storyteller as opposed to like a clip guy, you know.
Or even just like recorded on voice memo.
Yeah.
Like when you're out and about.
Right.
And just like a short, like try to just come up with like a 15-second rhyme or like a 10-second rhyme.
Yeah.
Something like uplifting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something like
something quick, though.
Yeah, something quick. Where it also challenged you to become like a different kind of artist now.
Yeah.
Like now you're coming with a different.
Because it is a challenge.
To try to keep up with what's going on.
Because I do try and do that, but man, it's like lifting a ton of fucking bricks with my
but so if you just eliminate the social aspect of it, like the social media aspect of it, and just get back to
and it's a skill.
Yeah.
Doing short stuff, like it's a skill in that too.
Yeah. But being a master of your craft, man, I'm sure you could just like it'll click to you like eventually, like, oh, I could do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know how creative minds think?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, man.
It's in there, man. It's in there. Shit, I just been doing these commercials. Okay, so I got soap.
Yeah.
Dr. Mad Vibes, Yes Soap.
Yeah.
I got Love Potion #5 body oil, face oil.
Okay.
I got Voodoo shampoo, and I got Shea Butter.
Okay.
Now, these are my 4 products that I'm gonna be selling. So I'm making commercials for them right now, right? So,
oh, you launching it soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been making a little like a video campaign for it and everything, and I've been making these commercials for it. And as I'm making the commercials, I'm always thinking to myself, okay, I gotta make it short. I gotta keep it short. I gotta make it short, because I could just start going and adding shit on this thing. You know, I got a whole.
Is it all natural?
It's all natural, yeah.
Yeah, man. If you want, man, you can send me some and I'll fucking promote it and I'll put it on a video. Yeah, now because me and my wife actually do all natural stuff now, like natural hair bars, natural everything, essential oils, and like because it's important what we put in our skins, man. A lot of people don't understand that. Like our skin is our biggest organ, so it's like absorbing all these things that we washing our bodies with chemicals, forever chemicals that we don't even know is in there, you know. So
and it's out there too.
Yeah. So, man, getting forward to this remake of This Is Strange before we get out of here. Let's talk about more of that, man. And talk about
Strange Fruit.
Yeah, Strange Fruit. And the power and emotion that you still want to understand the people that is still out there right now, you know, as far as like us coming together and finally standing up to what's out there and what's been going on against our people for thousands, since the beginning, man. Like it's time for us. And let's talk about a little bit what that song meant for you to remake.
Well, it's just good. It's good. I mean, when I sing it, it's good to reopen the door on that subject matter, which is what Billie Holiday was singing about, and the person who wrote it, you know, talking about all the murder and everything and all that ugly shit, you know. And unfortunately, it's still going on now.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the AK, automatic weapon, machine guns, and all that shit back then, but it's still the same shit going on, man, all the brutality and everything. So I'm glad to be able to open that door of awareness back up. So hopefully it'll help and aid for it, you know, all to stop, you know, because people are only going to take so much.
Yeah.
I keep it in prayer a lot. I try to stay positive a lot. I I write down what comes to me, what I feel is important enough to write or type down. Put that music to it, man. I just, and put it out there.
Yeah.
Like I've done, like with a lot of my lyrics. Oh my God, man.
That's important too now, because a lot of our people are getting like censored from speech and are giving our voice. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Getting
people
sensitive about they don't want to say certain shit.
Yeah, because you can't, not like in general. That's the crazy thing too. It's people are scared to still speak their mind. You know what I'm saying? People, because they're scared of this cancel culture where they'll just cancel you for whatever you speaking for how you feel as a person. Cancel.
I cancel you out.
Yeah, they try to cancel. You ain't haven't heard about these
like
people?
Press the mute button on you.
Like the lateral.
I'm like, oh yeah, I got your fucking mute button hanging, dude.
That's what's so crazy about the social media game. That's why.
Man, you know what?
That's why I
cancel. You know what? Fuck those motherfuckers.
Go ahead, tell us, say this shit. Fuck them. Fuck cancel culture.
You know why? Because there's always somebody that will listen.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't need whoever the fuck saying that they gonna cancel me. Fuck them. That's like blocking somebody's call. Fuck you and your damn block, motherfucker. I got some other ears and some other perspectives that will hear and understand me.
Yeah, 100%.
Rather than your narrow-minded ass with fucking horse blinders on.
Yeah.
Maybe people need something to rebel about and say, fuck, raise their fist. Yeah. Hey man, that's cool.
Yeah.
You need something to rebel rouse about, motherfucker, fine.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get in your way.
That's what I told my pops, man.
Just don't get in my way. What is it? Them, they, all that, everything.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I was doing this master class in San Francisco a couple months ago with these kids up in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I was teaching them some of my songs because we were going to perform them at the club. And Saturday we start out Thursday and we have a couple rehearsals and we do it. These kids are like high school kids, So one young lady, she wanted to be addressed as them, they. And I really didn't understand. I'm like, look, you gotta let me know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be some motherfucker sitting on the side talking about what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with you, I'm
100%.
like, yo, I need to be, in the know and shit. K-N-O-W instead of N-O.
Yeah.
So, hey man, I look at it like this. If you are born with a vagina, you're a woman. And if you are born with a penis, you're a man.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, if the wiring on the inside may be crisscrossed somewhere along the way, well, that's a different story.
Okay.
And that's all in perception.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Which empties out into a very vast expanse.
Yeah. So I had the same encounter too. I had a young lady here. She had said her pronouns were them and they, and I was just like, okay, because I was kind of off guard. Because growing up, we never really had to deal with any of that identity thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just like we just knew biologically we were a boy and a girl.
And I would tell him, I'm like, well, you got to excuse me if I end up going, hey girl, what's up, man?
Yeah,
because that's just how I just I'll try to remember them but that's kind of a fucking hard one.
Yeah, because I called her a queen. I said, excuse me, queen. You know what I'm saying? Because the queens of the earth. So it's like. She's like, no, I refer to be I was like, oh, okay. It caught me off guard.
Even with queen and king, for me.
Yeah.
For a good while, I thought it was kind of like over extravagant, over extravagant title to give a regular motherfucker.
But we gods, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we all individual gods.
Sometimes you really have to go there in order to
understand.
hold your shoulders back and head up.
Yeah.
And make it a regular thing.
Yeah.
And if you got to call somebody king, a queen, a god, or goddess in order to create that, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, uplifting, man. You got to understand we come from.
It's not really a part of my dialogue, but I like it when it happens, and I always say it back when I'm in the atmosphere. Yeah, what's up, king? Okay,
you gotta think about where we come from. We come from great kings and queens,
And we got to remember that.
Our greatest ancestors, they ruled this country. They were real queens and princesses and kings,
And it's a good one, man. It's a good preface.
Yeah.
It's a very positive preface, man, because a lot of us are walking around slumped over, kind of like shoegazing a lot as a 100%. Main thing, It's like, no, you don't need to do all that.
Yeah. Especially with the brothers, man. It's a lot of like, man's mental health going down. Not a lot of people like acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always been that kind of scenario for the man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really, because a dog, a baby, and a woman would always get the adornment and the love and embracement. You know, a guy, sometimes we deal with all the shit in the world. Oh, yeah. Then we come home, you know what I'm saying? And then where we shouldn't have to deal with some shit, sometimes we have to deal with some shit at home. And then in actuality, you know, some of these, and the way society is now with these young girls too, man, especially with the frequency in the music, that's kind of taken, you know. And then
ratchet, baby, ratchet.
And it's just the way it's always been. But like sex, money, and drugs always been part of like music since the beginning.
Some nuclear shit now.
Yeah, man.
Like some nuclear mutant type shit.
It's crazy. Like
three eyes and an extra hump.
Coming from the era of you, it was cool to be sexy and for sophisticated.
But
sexy.
Now we got monsters.
Now we got
twerking monsters.
You got shorts that don't even fit. You know,
fucking twerk monster. God damn.
I heard she had a fat ass, right? I get your poem.
Good God. Oh, I got a poem about ass, too. Yes, Lord. I got a bunch of that shit. Oh.
Yeah. That's fire, man.
Man, I remember when I went to Jamaica, boy, good Lord, all the girls was doing was twerking around the resort. Also, Ocho Rios.
Fucking Jamaica? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Fucking reggae's heavy, and that's all they're doing is that reggae.
And I remember when twerking wasn't here.
Yeah.
Just like the internet and all the other stuff I mentioned.
It was like the internet introduced everything to the world. Like
it opened up the gates to where the wild things are.
Yeah.
Think about, I want you, okay.
Okay, here we go.
The fucking Cookie Monster singing technique. You know, death metal.
Yeah.
That shit, right? So, I remember before that was here.
Yeah.
And I remember when I seen this dude sing that shit on TV. It was like like some kind of like talk show or something. This one girl was singing she sang like a little R&B line. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
And then the lady was like, okay, now will you sing your part? And he was like, and I'm like, oh shit, whatever. Next thing I know, I hear on the Warped Tour and hear nothing but that.
Fucking everywhere.
And I felt like I was hearing like the sounds of hell, like the sounds of demons, like the demon the demon element.
Some of that dark heavy metal is fucking.
All that dark shit has like come through into our world up here in real time. This is what I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead.
Now, all them demonic noises in the singing.
Yeah.
After motherfucker stopped singing on the show, then he started talking regular. Hi, is everybody doing? We're glad you came tonight. And here's our next song called Gates of Hell. Like that, right? So all that shit's coming through. That crazy, dark, slimy shit. It's fun to the motherfucker, right? It's fun. Cause I got some of the music.
Yeah.
But the darkness that is seeping into our world, right? With the music and the demons that they've created on a lot of the movies and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All that shit, motherfucker can think that shit up and make it with AI.
Where do you think that should come from?
Right. Coming from somewhere, right?
Everybody
through
deals
some
with
kind
demons.
of door.
Yeah,
right. Right.
You open them doors up.
But now it's coming through to our world with guns.
Oh yeah.
Because now you got people killing people because they can't handle what has come through the door in our world.
Yeah.
Some of them different entities that have come through in our world, they can't handle it. And then there you have in real life, you have a gun that you can pick up and find and go kill people because the demon is telling you that. You ain't supposed to listen to that motherfucker. You're supposed to leave it right over there. You know?
Yeah.
Get your popcorn, watch the demon jump around. Yeah, just stay your ass over there.
Yeah. That's what Andrew Tate, he references demons as like made him like who he is. It didn't let him take control, but he didn't let him be a bitch either, Like it kept you at that motivated stage of being somebody, not some little bitch. It was there to motivate you, but you got to look at it, the positive things at both sides of the things, because there's a negative and a positive and everything.
With everything, right? Yin and yang with everything, right?
Yeah. So like, and his perspective of his demons was just a motivation to not be that fucking motherfucker. You know what I mean? You got to be that motherfucker to be, you know what I'm saying? Not the lowest point.
And that's why I wrote Nate Procrasto.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be like poor Nate. Oh, poor Nate.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna before we get out of here, I'm gonna spark this Split Society joint, man.
Oh yeah.
Wow, they got unique rolling papers. They got some made from a mountain of what is it, Himalayas. They got some like a dodgelberry or something. It's called something crazy, but they got
and made into the paper.
Yeah, it's a rolling. These are rose petals. We're gonna smoke rose petals.
That is nice.
So they got like a whole strand coming, a whole brand of different, like unique. They got lotus flowers. They got
lotus flower rolling papers.
Yeah, blue lotus flowers. The blue lotus is something the Egyptians used to actually drink in a tea.
Oh shit.
Yeah. They got some cute, pretty unique shit. They're pretty big in Chicago too.
That's pretty nice.
They were there yesterday at the festival. That's why I'm about to spark it up. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I like that weed festival yesterday. It was nice, man.
Ain't nothing like Cali weed though, right?
Well, that's kind of hard to tell. Shit, it all gets you really fucking high. You know? I like that one right there in the back, man. Who's that up there? Is that Lauryn Hill?
Nah, that's just a dancing queen of his, whatever he was feeling that day. That's the same guy. Acrylic Poppy. I could hook you up with him, man. I know him personally.
Acrylic Poppy?
Yeah. He's a brother, though, from Gary. I know he sounds like he's Spanish, but...
Oh, shit. Wait. Okay. I got shows. So the Missing Links are coming to the East Coast. And we're going to start on the 18th. We're going to start on the 18th. Hold on.
The 18th of September?
Okay. The 19th is going to be Long Island, 89 North in Long Island. Dr. MrMaddVibe and the Missing Links in Butterbrain. The 20th is going to be at McGarvey's Bar 7 Saloon in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The 21st is going to be at Salty's in Belmar, New Jersey. The 22nd is going to be at the Bowery Electric in New York. The 23rd is going to be at Artscape in Baltimore. The 24th is going to be at the Seaside Raw Bar in Virginia. And the 25th is going to be at the Runaway in D.C.
That's the East Coast tour coming up, huh?
Yeah, Dr. MrMaddVibe and the Missing Links.
Oh, that's going to be fire.
Yeah, man. It's going to be good. It's a 7-piece band. I'm playing the organ.
Okay.
Theremin, saxophone. We got a drums, bass, guitar, trumpet, trombone. Then we got a female singer. She plays gospel tambourine.
Jumping off one tour, going to another, huh?
Yeah, with a little rest in the middle, you know.
Yeah, how many times? We get like 10 days getting off? Well, September coming up, right? You got a show on the 1st.
Yep, and I got a show on the 1st. So tomorrow I got to go home, reacclimate, do the fucking rehearsal. Rehearse 2 days. Switch my head over to the other track. Get ready to do the show at Zublion in Glendale.
So what are you gonna do for the next before rest? While you resting, man, go get some rest, chill, relax.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get that in.
Get some rehearsal in.
Definitely get some rehearsal in. As I come, I was playing
Over
with
there
you. Yeah. Because I see the keys, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta rehearse these fucking parts, man. You know, got about an hour and a half worth of material to play. You know?
Yeah.
Then we got Corbin Bowl at the end of the year. Yeah, man, we got a bunch of stuff, man, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming through, man, and having a conversation with me and taking the time out you, man, and appreciate your time, man. Anything you want to get out, man, before we get out of here?
I got a release coming up. Dr. Mad Vibe and the Medicine Links double album is going to be starting the pre-sale in September.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be badass. It's going to have like a coloring book in there, lots of graphics, lyrics, probably a page where it's black and white where you can color it in yourself with some crayons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you want to take us out with this new track you got? The Angelo Moore, the brand new.
Okay, so this is my project called Angelo Moore and the Brand New Step. Is my disco ball project.
Okay.
And it's some real good dance music. Play a lot of funk and a lot of soul music, but this is a reggae tune. We got a video to it too on YouTube. It's called Killer Weed. That's what we've been smoking this whole time. Shit.
Man, I appreciate you coming through and sharing your spirit with me today, man. I appreciate
it's been fun, man.
Hey, man, one more time for your management team over there. Shout out to
Angie Seegers. Hi, Angie.
It's a wrap. Appreciate you, man. This is Angelo Moore and the Brand New Step, Killer Weed, man, for the Kush and Coffee podcast. We are out, man. I appreciate you coming through.
All right, peace.
They say, whoa, that killer weed.